And another thing, these texts, though I don't remember them word for word, honestly, I'm afraid, like anyone, they're very much in my heart, and I remember the feeling and the illusion, and all the way through Black Inked Pearl, they're kind of bubbling underneath, and sometimes they're surfacing exactly like some of the Shakespeare, like the Shakespeare sonnet that introduces the whole thing. I'd never heard of the other person quoted there, Rumi, that he's wonderful. And they just come, and I mentioned some of them in the notes at the end, but not all. Maybe one day we can have a bigger guide to them, but it just goes all the way through. Would you like me to read a little bit?
It would be wonderful if you would read to us.
So, from the Black Inked Pearl, the first chapter. I should just say, this is set in a strand in Donegal. I absolutely know it is, though I don't say here. And I know exactly where on the strand it is. I can just say where in relation to the high tide mark and the crab rock out there and the weather. Well, you'll see. Chapter 1, she couldn't. Donegal shore by wild Atlantic sea. Oh, I know it so well. Today, or long ago, ingrained in her heart, beautiful storm waves, seagulls crying, long black hair he loved, tossed and tangled in the wind. Could she blame that? Her hair, wasn't that part of the story? His arms in the mist, his head bending to her, his mouth ready to... No! No, she was too young, she wasn't ready, she was afraid, she was terrified, only 15, not ready. She must go now, a nice impossible young, sea too large, storm, tangled hair, too young, run, panic, running, footmarks, feet, prints in the sand, vanishing, feeling, seepy salt water, tears, vanished now, no prints, no way back, no way. One glimpse back, a careful Kate, the shape lost in the sea's mist. Surely somewhere beyond there would be sun. Would he follow? No. She turned to go back. Perhaps it wouldn't be so bad. They could talk anyway. But he was lost in the mist. Her footmarks the way lost in water. So then we hear a bit about her background and how she went to Oxford and became a great businesswoman, and then how she went off to the Congo and realized she loved him. She wasn't just a cool, unemotional businesswoman, the best of her generation. The only thing she wanted to do was to find him again. Totally unlike her my cool self. And so she's told, among other things, she then goes through heaven and earth and so on, to go back to that same Donegal strand. And I'll read part of chapter 7, In the Sea's Hidance. So Kate stood again upon the cliff's front and gazed back at herself, standing unmoving, terrified of him, of herself, of her 15 years, of her 7 years, of what she had done. Glanced back to that wakeful, Kateful, fateful day. Was he standing there? Oh, surely he would follow her. Oh, yes, look, his tiny figure swaying, moving. Fig, ever from Garden of Eden, the very image of love. What was it the nuns had taught her? Taught them, she who loved music, loved the pair, the growing pair, the loving coupling pair. No pair and pair for her, only the wind and the shimmering, dream-making, intransifying light, falsifying her eyes, swirling mists. She would go back, she knew it. But not yet, he must feel her so tangible present absence, hear her silence, see her unmoved mover to remove, that's a Shakespearean allusion. See it from her stand, grasp at last why she turned from him. Why had she? Why was it? She just needed to remind herself so she could understand. But she didn't. She was afraid. But she did at last see he would not be coming after her. Not for her a shared arrival at the gates of gold, with the man she loved as she dreamed. He did not turn, that little figure. He did not come. Oh, she knew so well that proud, unyielding mien, that nose high, the hidden scorpion concealing fast, heartbeat, blood-beat, flaming there, still hiding. No morning star for rising, shining meat, but Lucifer himself. She'd lost him. Had not her passionful passion tsunami fleet resolved? Yes, resolution. But now she saw him, she'd run to him. Easy down the slope, straight to his arms. Dear eyes unhiding, tell her she loved him. It was just her emotion was hidden to restrain. Leaping, joyous leap to his arms. But a halt, a shiver, what was that? Voices floating to her above, that delay from sight, that dreaming, trancing echo. Ahoy there! Any room for a passenger? I'll pay my way, no fear. Or work if you'd like. Ahoy! No answer. Okay, did she still have time? That fateful sound lapse. Ahoy! No worries, I know your pirate trade, bootlegging, drugging, entrancement your wear. I could do it with it tonight, good friend. Take me with you. So he said, and the moon shone on his head, his grandeur, uprightness. But was there a dew glint on his cheek, half seen, so starlit? Oh, he was so beautiful. His darkened face. Sell me of those wares, good peddler. I need your phantasmagoria this night. Turn nightmare to enchantment, so I forget her. He'd remembered. After 7 years, no one, 118, no one more. No less, no, it was not. Oh, that lag of time. She stopped her running to remember. Why had she run away? Why was it? They were right, she'd never been any good with numbers. But his emotions were checked, rider control. But run, stumble, kneel, reach out. Oh, no, boat slipping away. Oh, going, just snatch rope end, unraveling. Oh, I have forgotten her already. She struggled, strained, rain sprained her heart, her hand, her limb held on. And the magic turn of tide, those days, how do I love thee days. Yes, they spoke of liking and friendship, sibling like, but love was what she meant. That was what she meant. Could she keep him? The unknown go back? Almost she could see his sweet and secret face. In his abandonment he'd forgotten his hiding of it. Joy, but the moon went behind a cloud, and the widening gap and the rope slipped from her fingers, rough fibre on hands, the pulling and gripping, fumbling and grasping, struggling and nipping, twisting and slipping, fading and grasping, going and holding and going and holding him. Gone. She saw the moon rise, sweet crescent, dulce in experti, sweet and delicate to those who see her not feel her cruel, watching present. How could she, the cool, collected, feel so? Poor fool, she'd woven a sweet dream, a fantasy. This very shore, no storm now, just hurricane, volcano, molten lava, flood tide flooding. Was it her? Oh, another dreamer, singer. Oh, but the boat. Smaller going, smaller slipping, stealing away. Unbearable. She couldn't see the ship name over. Was it Pearl? Yes, it must be black with a sail, black the mouth, black the sea, black the rocks, black her heart, black Pearl. Why hadn't she looked at the number on the stern? Oh, but never more would she see another like, another May Day. Sweet May queened in innocent garlands. Note down the number on the strand, but oh, it has gone. Why had she not thought about it? The flag, too late, story of her life. Sea on the shore, just sea, just breaking waves, something breaking, breaking again on the shore, unheeding in the coin of the cliff. What cared the unending waves breaking for eternity? Dolphins and whales leaping and winging round the ship. Her not her watching, turned away unbearing, the sail, the masthead going. Then only dolphins and whales leaping, only empty sky, the only sky grey for the joy that had gone, the emptiness of sea. Oh, sad am I without thee, alone with the sky. Seagulls in clouds, aerated, airy air and wings and winds, and beaten wings, what did they care? Sweet pinks, no, she couldn't bear it. As the starlight of the Milky Way, these are all like Homer similes, of the starlight of the Milky Way that runs forever through the sky, falls as one to the earth. As the spray of the waves mingles in undivided mist, as the trees' sap feels as one its branch and leaves and the birds of the sky, so were they not divided. As dear twins sleep in their womb content, ever together, and closest of all creatures of the world, till torn apart by that harsh cut of birth. Or as a woman weaves sweet threads in intricate patterning, not to be unpicked, as the earth turns in eternal motion to the sun, as ebb, tide and flood follow ever together with the sky's moon, so were they eternally bound and grown as one, not to be parted, not by God himself. Oh, but they were parted. She tried to send a blessing after him, beautiful star of the sea. Don't go, don't leave me. But her words caught in a jagged jag of the rock, a snarl on the snarling road, late prick of winter thorn. Though herself she could not speak for sobs. Try again. Oh, but she was cold. Chilled to the bone, as her mother would have said. Cold as the enemy, setting her before the fire. And the ship, oh, the ship, not even its masthead, its pennant, vanished, gone. Put out the light, and then put out the light.